Guys, we're not going to cuss too early because I don't want to have to edit out cussing that early because I know me and him will probably be dropping some.
I'm going to mind my manners. I know my grandma's probably listening to this. So.
I'm going to do my best. Oh, I'm going to do my best. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with this. Fresno's a big place, and it's also small. Sometimes you run into people constantly. You might even exchange names or not. And then end up DMing each other and be like, yo, what's up? I feel like I know you. I feel like I know you.
It goes down like that. I would say that's exactly how this went down for sure.
And that's how we ended up here on Shit Gigs and Topics.
That's right.
With my man. How do you say your name?
So Louis Macias.
Macias.
Yeah, Louis Macias. Macias. Just say it like that.
Louis Macias.
That's right, bro. With those curls out, bro. Okay, now.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's a pleasure to be here. So, yeah, funny story about that. So, it's Alberto.
You have multiple.
Luis Alberto Macias Huerta.
Oh,
4, baby. Come on now. Keep up with me, big dog.
I already broke. Alberto. Why am I? I know how to say this.
Just roll that. Go with it. Let it be natural.
Alberto.
Ooh, do that again.
Alberto.
Yeah.
Ercios. What is it? What? Your last name?
Ercios, bro. Oh, that's hilarious.
Super random.
Macias.
What? No, you're after. Wait, you said Macias?
Huerta.
Yeah. Huerta?
Like Wet Willy, but Eta.
Luis.
Yeah, bro.
Well, it's good to meet you. My name's Richard.
Hey, pleasure.
Awesome.
Like a stand-up guy. That's why
I
was attracted to you.
If anyone is watching this and you know me, you know I'm a stand-up guy.
That's right, brother.
I don't know how to use this thing yet, to be honest.
I was going to suggest earlier
this guy says he's going to teach me, actually.
Yeah, we're going to go through it. So what you do is you get a small little man, East Los Angeles, right? Preferably, like, already knows his social that he was given.
Is that, like, preferred to call him that, or what should we call him?
They have a lot of names for them, but I don't want to get into
now.
Right.
The small man. So, like, the little man, right?
Yeah.
So you're drinking, and you got to take the little man off.
He's drinking.
So he's the little man, and he's drinking.
He's the little man, and he's drinking.
Okay, so you said West LA we're finding him?
You bring him back here to this big valley.
Oh, he's going to be able to say your last name just nice.
Yeah, he's not going to have any problems right there. And what he's going to do, we're going to, pay him with like a diploma or certification of some sort. Like a Google AI certification or something like that. Something he could use. Something that's applicable.
Right.
And we're just going to time it, and throw like a little pistachio, and he's going to hit these little buttons on time.
That's awesome.
Like a little signal.
But he's going to know?
Or they all know. So
we're not going to have to teach him, though. We're not going to have to teach him?
They come prepared.
Oh, thank God.
Instructions, batteries, all that.
Included?
No, but they do come.
I don't know if I want to see that thing come. He said, put the little man away. Put the little man away. Oh, my God. How did we get here? So what do you do?
So I would say, so right now I'm currently going to school for graphic communications and digital marketing. It's just something that's caught my interest, where the technology switched to where like everything is just fast paced, on the screen, links,
it's really
emails,
wild. I was kind of having this
advertisements.
Conversation earlier too with Sierra about how just content is just like, it's so visual for one.
Unavoidable.
Yeah, it's unavoidable, right? And then you can't, depending. I'm like, for example, like a Lego figure moving his mouth and interacting with everything else. Like, you can do what you can with your Lego set. Trust me, I've done it.
Yeah, we all have.
And I'm gonna even do it more with my kid. But there's nothing that beats like.
Again, by the way, that's so sick.
Huh?
Congratulations again.
Oh, thank you.
That's cool.
There's nothing though that beats like watching that character come to life.
There's nothing that beats that because you're a part of the creation. And I think that's what technology does, right? It allows us all to be our own little creators in our own little sense. And there's different levels of creation.
Oh my God, there's so many content creators.
There's so many. But isn't everyone essentially a content creator? Like, you have the tool to do it. Everything gets uploaded, and then instantly, like, we're all a part of that shared experience. And you get to choose who experiences and doesn't. I think with having that interest, though, like, for me, like, what I want to do with that is share, like, my experiences and, like, who I am and, like, my personality. I have such a big heart. I have such a big passion for, like, people and events and just if we're only going to be here once, like, I just feel like sharing it with other people is the best way to have it. Yeah, and so, like, 100%. Sharing content, sharing advertisements, sharing, like, if you do a service and you're not an entrepreneur and you have your own business, like, I want to share that. Like, I want everyone to know how good you are at what you do. If you're cooking something, if you're making a drink, if you're a bartender and you're trying to get more business, like, I want people to know, if you are good, like, I want you to be there. And if not, then I want you to have the tools and resources to learn how it's done and then apply that to your own life. Like, that's a big part of what drives me, is kind of like seeing that.
Do you have those tools and resources down so you can teach someone, or not yet?
For the graphic communications and stuff. For marketing, I do have a background in marketing. I've done event planning and promotions and stuff like that. But
like what?
So I put together. I was actually
He said my brother's cousin.
No, watch. Wait, no, I got a good one. So
16th birthday party.
Growing up, I loved parties. Right, I would see people, and I would view people as, like, number signs. I was like, wow, like, I don't really care about being popular. I really don't have an interest in that. Like, if it comes with it, it comes with it. But what I saw was like, yo, we could put on a really good event and we could put on a really good vibe, get some music in here, some females, obviously, right? And we could have this place jumping, and people would know me for the person that put that together.
We're not doing that, I swear.
No, we're not. Not right now.
Yeah, we're good.
No kids in here whatsoever. Yeah,
we're okay,
yeah.
We're okay. He said that was me, though.
Yeah, so that's what I would do. And then when I got into... when I graduated, I was like, how do I, like, transform this into a bigger level? And so I actually had a professor at the time that I had to do a homework assignment where my project was to do, like, an entrepreneurship, like, game plan of, like, what you could put on. And I put an event in promoting and this and that. And she said, oh, is this something that you do? And I lied.
What is the name of that? You ever watched Parks and Rec?
No, I haven't. Well, I've seen clips. It looks hilarious.
Oh, what is it? Entertainment E2020 or something like that was the name of his entertainment. All they did was give you entertainment. But anyways, sorry.
No, you're totally good. So you're good. So I submit that project, and she's like, hey, like, do you know how to, like, I have an event coming up for a church, and it's a fundraiser, and it's for Mental Health Awareness Month, and I need to put on a little carnival at the church. Can you help me out with that? And I was like, yeah, I would love to do that. In my head, without even thinking about what I'm going to need to even put on an event like that. It was my first event, and I just kind of, like, remember leaving class that day, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to get it done because, like, I've already dug myself into this hole.
You had no clue at that point?
I literally had no clue. I mean, I knew.
How did that person come to you and was like?
It was my professor. So it was like she saw my homework and was like, oh, like, can you help me out with what I got going on in my church?
Yeah, but
she had balls of steel. She saw something in me. Faith.
She had faith,
and
bro.
which brings us back to our topic of churches, right? No, I'm telling you, it was good. There was some good folk, though. You know what I'm saying? There was some good folk. And
I mean, you said professor, but I'm like, so your professor was told to put that event on, right? Or wanted?
No, I think she was just a part of.
She wanted.
She went to that church, knew that the event was going on. Maybe, like, they needed help. Maybe they're like, things were in shambles already to begin with. And then she was like, "Oh, like, I have this student that, like, does this kinds of stuff. Like, maybe he could help."
So then insert you.
Insert me to insert
Christ.
her, and then the situation.
Okay.
Right. I mean, he was already there. You know what they say, you're never alone with the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But, okay, so.
That's a way to say it.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay, step one. I get home, and I'm just like, okay, where do I even start? So I'm like, okay, entertainment. Like, what do I got to offer?
How old are you at this point?
22.
Okay.
I was taking a course at City for like a business administration. It was like a counseling course, like your career plan or whatever the case. And at this point, I was doing like event planning and the business administration. So
Okay. So everything was kind of going hand in hand, anyways.
it was. I just didn't have any experience, and I like lied and was like, "Yeah, I know exactly what to do." When that
That's
wasn't
how
the
you
case.
started.
Exactly,
That's how you
and
get started.
I've done that so much. Which later we'll talk about taking chances and all that other stuff. But for right now, back to my chance. I took my chance, took my shot, go home, and I brainstorm it from what do we need? Food. I got to have some taco trucks and stuff like that. So what I did is I went to farmers markets, and I was like, "Hey, I got this event that's coming up. I'm making this flyer. If I get this flyer out to you, can you promise me that you could show up? You could charge whatever you want to over there. Just run like you would during the week. Typically, like I'm not sure how many like places you have that are busy, but I have a place for you to come. I know that you normally have to pay for a booth. You don't have to pay us, so it's free like awareness for you, and you can help us out by vending to the people that are coming by.
Free
So-
parking?
Free, all that, bro. Just pull
Bro.
up.
He
Pull
said, "You
up.
give me free parking space."
Luis Alberto Macias give you free parking.
Dang.
So
You can call me in.
then I had to go like tables and chairs. I was hitting up anybody. So I was being resourceful, right? I had a plan. I knew. Well, I didn't
You
have.
had $0.
I had faith.
You had $0, and you were
Well, at
like,
the time I'm working part time, so I had like a little bit of money. But think
Okay.
about this: how much do we like go spend on a couple bottles and whatever for the weekend entertainment, and you don't get anything out of that? So I thought, well, I'm gonna spend a few $100 up front, and we'll talk about prices later. And I actually didn't think about what I was gonna even charge her for like my time. I just knew if I broke even, I would be so happy to be a part of this kind of thing. Hit up my cousin; he's a graphic designer.
What did you spend your money on too to make
So
it happen?
tables, chairs, like that kind of thing. I had to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Tents, stuff like that.
Dang.
I had to pay for the flyers to be made, the graphic designer to design them. At that time, like I wasn't like into this like I am now. I didn't do it myself, but I just got resourceful. I hit up everybody that I knew that I met, and like on your intro, you're always talking about how like Fresno's such a big city, and like we know so many different people and all this kind of stuff. And now we're big boys, and it was like, yo, I got to hit people up and be like, yo, but like, can you help me out with this? And I got you like on this or whatever. But you got to get resourceful. You got to reach out to people, family, friends, whatever it is. It's a big enough
Connections.
city. You'll find someone. Yeah, dude. And
Yeah.
that's why it's nice to not be a dick. You can't be a dick. You got to be cool with people because you never know when you're going to need people. All right, Rick? All right. So basically we put that on, and it came out successful. I went to
Like,
her and
Scale of 1 to 10 successful.
realistically like 6'5".
Okay.
That's really successful for my first time though, right?
Yeah.
They had a big amount of people. I didn't have, so I went to,
Oh.
you know where Manchester is and how they have like that little like farmer's market with like the little carnival stuff?
Yeah.
I went over there and asked all those vendors to go over there for the like entertainment stuff, and like half of them showed up. So there wasn't that much. It was like face painting and like a couple games or whatever, but it was still cool. There was a lot of food out there. I paid for a DJ to go out there, and then at the time, I think I even asked for a photographer. So all in all, I probably spent around $400. She broke me off a check for $3,000 and was like, "Thanks for helping me out." Da, 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 da. And then now I was able to use that on my portfolio of like, oh, sick. Maybe I could tell people that I do this. So then I started promoting like dental offices opening up and something like that, or like a therapy.
What do you think that party would have looked like if she would have told you, like, you got $3K?
To that's a crazy thing that I've never really even thought about. If I put up
would it look
$3K to
different?
do that, like
Would it look
because
different?
knowing what that budget was like, how stressed I was. If you gave me $3K right now, the
like,
type of
look
event I
how
could put on would be
resourceful
sick.
you were, and you spent $400 of your own money, and it came out like 6.5. Like,
Yeah,
you got to actually make money on that first off. But then just imagine if she's like, yeah, it's a $3K budget type
oh
thing.
for sure,
Like,
brother.
what is that? What does that look like?
I mean, that's like an everyday experience too, though. Like, how many times like do people give you the minimum, and then when you do more than that, they're impressed. When it was like, look, if you could have just helped me out a little bit more, like I would have delivered something even better than this. Like, you never think of that? Like,
yeah. Sometimes life doesn't get to play it out like that though.
well, look,
Yeah.
I got my 6'5" event.
That's cool.
All right, I've never been 6'5" before. I'm a short shit, so for the first time, I was 6'5".
That's tits.
And ass. And topics.
A little bit of gigs.
That's right.
Well,
Couple swigs.
what what transformed into that after then? You said you started to.
Well, actually, after that, I actually got way too stressed out. Actually, that's when I got away from this. I haven't really been this into entrepreneurship since then. Actually, it's crazy. I got into the hospitality and food industry, just working busser, host, server, bartender, and all that for like years after that. And, well, let's just talk about the fall off. So right after the event, I'm like on cloud 9. I take my homie out that helped me out, pass flyers out, set up Ryan Bush. Shout out Ryan Bush. I paid him to go. Yeah, Ryan Bush. Keeps a bush. Yep.
We'll see you one day.
We will. No, I will literally bring him back over here. He's a changed man. There's many stories about him. Call him Arbleezy for those of you that know him. I'm sure a lot of people will see this and know him. But hey, you know what? Real name's Taylor, though. Real name's Taylor. Taylor Ryan Bush. He just goes by Ryan. Listen, I know. We'll talk about that coming soon. But look, so check this out. I take him out to eat. Yo, today we're getting shrimp, some steak, some surf and turf. You know what I mean? And after that, I was doing a couple different things, making flyers for other people, and promoting some events. And I was getting too much demand. Like people, it was a good problem to have, but I couldn't keep up with it. And it was very stressful. I wanted to deliver on things and I couldn't. And so I was like, dude, I can't do this. I gotta.
Did you ever schedule your time?
No.
So you were sporadic about what you did and how you did it, right?
Absolutely.
So do you think if you would have scheduled your time and said, look, I have a block at this time and I could do this for you and thus wins the event type of thing, and better had, like, let's just say you had someone just to schedule you, right? Do you think it would have made all the difference?
Yeah, and I think that's why it's going to make all the difference moving forward now, right? Like what I want to do with it. And now that I've had those experiences before, and then I took time working and such and like doing like the 2-job things, and like still I felt like, yo, there's people that are doing better than me. And that we shouldn't compare and all that kind of stuff, right? But then I'm like, yo, there's people that are like, right? It's like crazy. You look at your situation, you look at other situations, and I'm looking at my work ethic and I'm working at their work ethic. And I get very competitive, and I'm like, dude, I want to see everybody win, but it also makes me want to win at a level where like you almost have to turn against people and other things and go into a space where you could hustle your ass off. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna get back in that mode.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of mode that I'm in right now. So I was like, all right, look, we're gonna go back to this promoting and marketing and sales and all that kind of stuff, but we're gonna do it at a whole different level. Like I gotta have certifications for this kind of thing. I gotta know how to work these programs. I gotta be able to create things that I want done, so I could eliminate middlemen and just do things at a more efficient level, collaborate with people in those industries, and essentially just see where it goes. And I'm having fun with it so far. You know, like every day, I told myself, like, you know what? If I could survive, if I've been doing what I've been doing and it's been a struggle already, right? Like there's times that like I've had like really high highs and then like I've had really low lows and everything in between. And I was like, yeah, how do I get to this point where like there's thriving, there's like surviving and like suffering, right? And like right now that I'm dabbling between the suffering and surviving, like, bro, I'm trying to get over here all the time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I thought, yo, how do I get there? And I was like, bro, you're going to have to do the extras. You're going to have to bug people. You're going to have to show people you're serious. You're going to have to do things that are uncomfortable. Like you're going to have to wake up early and go to sleep really late. Like it's going to take time. But every day I've been just working honestly, for like 6 months now, I've been really like turning my life around. It's been super sick. Like just seeing my temperament change, the communication skills, like everything. Like my confidence was always there. Like I'm a one of one. Anybody that meets me will know, like, yo, I definitely.
I've seen that tattooed on a woman, actually.
Was her name Teresa?
I don't think it was Teresa.
From Pressbox. You know who I'm talking about?
No, that's
she has like 6 kids. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, she has a 1-for-1 tattoo on her.
Yes, she's usually in front of the WIC offices around town.
I have no idea where. No.
Okay.
I'm talking about a little girl.
Oh, my bad. This Teresa had a little girl. My bad.
Her little girl has it?
Yeah.
How old's her little girl?
I don't know. She had a neck brace.
What?
And braces.
Lord.
Yeah. At a WIC shop.
1-for-1, baby.
And I mean, yeah, that's just been the journey right now. Like, I'm loving it. I hit you up and I was like, yo, let me get in touch with this guy. This guy looks very entertaining. He's got curly hair. I could respect that on a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, them jeans, man.
Try to get in those jeans, dog.
Yeah, that's crazy. How you say your last name again?
That's actually on a need to know basis. I usually repeat myself about twice. Third time, it's like gonna have to figure that out.
Oh,
Google it at some point.
does it cost you? What if I
time? I can't get that time back of explaining myself a third time. Okay, Rick.
That's interesting. I never even thought of that. That's a good demeanor.
Are you not entertained?
Deal.
Okay.
I said no. I can't tell
I'm
you.
gonna get some more vino. You mind?
You can do what you want, man.
You ever heard of that dinosaur? It's my favorite one. You know what it's called? Winosaurus Rex. Yeah.
Winosaurus Rex?
Winosaurus Rex.
What does it sound like?
Yeah. It's typically flies.
Oh.
This time of year, what is it, like July? So this type of year, it'd probably be like in a tree for a while.
Well,
like a couple months.
I'm glad it got extinct.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to see that stupid thing just sitting in a tree, just looking out, just.
Can you know, I know you normally ask the questions. Can I ask a couple of questions? Is that cool with you? Can we do like reverse? Can we like role play? Reverse cowgirl or something?
It's been the first time I've.
So I'm looking when I come into this setup, right? Really cute apartment. I love it. It's got a good aura. You can tell you use sage probably like once a week.
Cute.
It's cute.
Okay.
No, it's we'll talk about
you.
that's another episode, right? No, no, I love it. It's cool. But I see like a lot of like technology, a lot of screens, a lot of lights, a lot of gadgets and stuff like that. What like were you always somebody that was interested in technology? Like when it first started coming around, how old are you? We're around the same age?
28.
28, 29? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So like we came around the time where it was like we went from like those phones that would be like I still remember the one where you would get the phone and remember you would like do the circle thing.
I think we had one of those more for the fun of it, not because we had to.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Which
nostalgic.
is hella funny because I do remember having one of the like heaviest cast iron old school ones like that, like with an actual like hookup, and I'm like, there's no way.
Did you say
this
cast
is
iron?
real.
Do you know what that material is? You say cast iron?
Yeah, it was
cast iron phone.
The base of the phone was like a cast iron. Like that's how heavy it was.
Sure, they use those in submarines.
Bro.
All right, whenever Pearl Harbor got bombed. I don't think that
My
cast iron
skillet is cast iron.
That's
like
crazy.
that. I'll show you. I'll Google one picture later. Fact check me, guys. I said fact check me.
A cast iron phone in the house. We're talking what year?
It's like an old school
2000,
phone.
1999?
Is cast iron, I swear. Or it could be another metal, but it's heavy.
It's in the metal family.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a lot more believable. I'm like, just tell me it was
it
cast
was
iron's cousin.
titanium. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
it was an
hilarious.
asteroid from the Kingston.
So what? I mean, so what background do you have that gets you like into this type of stuff? Like, how does this all
I
come
didn't even
about?
have like a phone until I was like maybe 14, but I think it was kind of like my sister a little bit. She was the one who was like into the computer stuff a little bit, and then it shut it off on me when she first built her laptop or her desktop, and then I got that one and then started pulling it apart. And then I started watching
so you
because I was already
put
playing
together
video games at this point,
Right.
like Xbox and stuff like that. So I had like minor knowledge on like some video stuff, whatever. But it wasn't until like I started pulling apart her PC that I started learning about Linus Tech. Damn, I forgot their YouTube pages. I feel so
LimeWire.
bad. Not LimeWire. It's called LimeWire. I think it's like Linus Tech Tools, and then Tech Tips. Man, I'm so.
So what
sorry.
is this though? Like I don't like what is it like the tech like what?
So they talk about computer parts. They build computers. Like literally, I've watched like them build 100 different computers.
Were you adopted?
Well, me? No, I was. My mother and father were born. My mom in where were you born, Mom? King City?
Or the continent?
Sheesh. I'm trying to think. Maybe I'm wrong. I have to think about it. My dad in Salinas, California.
Sick.
But no, they're still brown. No, my mom remarried. My dad's
Stay brown, baby.
happy.
Stay golden.
But
Golden brown.
I have an older sister.
So that's how the tech stuff came in about, and then like
Yeah, I think it
just
was from
slowly
her,
did you
to be
pick up
honest.
like what? So what stuff are you into when it comes to the tech? Like, is it like certain programs? Is it the photography? Is it videography? The pod? What do you most?
A little bit of both. I did start and will finish. I tell myself
It's like
this.
that constant reminder.
Will finish coding. So to understand what's in front of you, you got to understand the back end of it, I feel. And for a time, I was trying to understand the back end of it, but I wasn't mature enough to be able to focus. So when the time comes, I'll be able to sit down and refocus on that.
Yeah, it's dope.
So what I've been able to do is learn somewhat of the front end of software stuff, but one of the easiest things was just hardware. When I got my car, I played with it a little bit and would pull it apart, put it back together, swap parts out, try to do performance things, and started liking kind of working on cars and stuff like that, like real just like one-for-one pull apart things. I mean, if I could, I would like to fabricate stuff, but I feel like I do have an imagination, but I don't have that understand and know-how yet. Like technicality, I would probably want to like learn more measuring and stuff like that. I could do like odds and ends stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as like one-for-one things, I watched a bunch of videos on how to put together a PC, and it's relatively the same for most PCs, if not all, except for, you know, whether it's AMD or Intel.
Yeah.
And then just put all the pieces in there correctly and
just let it do
turn
its
it
thing.
on.
Do you think that the best way, like, okay, so you have your skill set, right? Things that you're passionate about. I have my skill set, things that I'm passionate about. Like, do you think the best way to kind of do things is like, hey, like, you're good at this, I'm good at this, let's just combine the product at the end? Or do you think it's like a creative process where it's like, these are where your attributes are, these are where my attributes are, let's be in constant communication, and let's get the project done together? Like, how do you feel about group projects like that in a collaborative business space? Like,
you know, it's been a while since I've actually had to do like any like group stuff. And normally, like for myself, I would always just kind of let the group do,
kind of dictate, like you
just
like back passenger kind of thing.
Yeah, I would just like throw in here and there.
Do your part, obviously, but just
which is really interesting, especially because of just like how out there of nature I was. But when it came to things like that, I just wouldn't really speak up. I guess now, I would do a lot of like a back and forth communication is probably best if possible. But then also understand about moving like a progression of things forward, 'cause like I feel you can beat a dead horse until it's dust to dust, you know.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So I mean, but then you're like, oh, but that's what I want. I want that fine.
So almost like a push to be like, hey man, like I really like
like
this. Like let's move on. Let's get it done.
Yeah, type of thing.
Yeah.
So, but
collaborative space.
I don't know. There's a lot of things that I could think about, because you can either have different things, different projects. For example, like if it's like either like setting up for a podcast or just getting in contact with someone, I feel like, you know, like what would we come up with ideas? I'd be like, DM.
Yeah, I just bouncing those ideas off in that energy. I think, honestly, that's my biggest thing with being able to collaborate with people.
Show up at his house.
Yeah, you guys. Unannounced.
You there? Hey, Nick, you there? Hey, Rick? Is it Rick? Nick or Dick? Dick. Can I get some dick from Rick?
Can you please open the door?
I feel that.
Where do white women at? No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's tough because, okay, so, damn, okay, you little.
Yeah, she was being attentive. You like that?
I don't know. I don't. Well, I guess so. Yeah, we have viewers. I guess with something as delicate, it seems like a podcast.
Okay.
For example, I wouldn't share responsibility because of just all the chaos that could come with of just money.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
Money's the biggest thing I feel like with
like
groups. I'm not big on that.
To like put someone in like that kind of position. But if it was for like just a creative aspect of whatever, or our job's sake, for example, that just had to progress us forward, then it's probably going to be mostly just an idea communication base of just throwing out ideas of here and there, and then just coming up with been like, this sounds good.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
you, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Right.
all right. What's next?
Yeah, I feel that. No, I love that. I mean, I love the collaborative space. Like, so for me personally, like the reason why I even get interested in people like having like a skill, like having some kind of like, they have like what blacksmiths back in the day and like trades and stuff like that. Like the new version of that is like, what do you do for a skill and what value do you have, right? And then like some of them turn in from like hobbies to like full-time things. And I think that's like super important for everybody to have that kind of thing. When you go to work, most of us do not like what we do. Like that's just like the natural product of just having to survive. Like you got to support yourself. You got like most of us don't. So we have to have those little pockets of safe havens every day where we're like, okay, I get to retreat and do this. For some of us, we trade a little bit of suffer and we're like, look, I'm going to be broke. I can't pop out. Can't see people. I got to learn this. And then when you learn that, pop back out, you apply it, you do it. You do that for a little bit. That's my whole plan right now is like, yo, for this next year, 2 years, let's just not, like, I'm going to do things in spurts. Like, I got to go in my cave. I got to learn some shit. And then I got to go out of town and we got to hit a trip and we got to, like, create this content. We got to, like, get some products, some branding going on. Like, let's put our name on some stuff. Let's build some equity. Like, let's go halves on, let's split this, like, this studio. Like, let's do a collaborative kind of thing. And, like, what we talked about with, like, money and stuff. Like it's so difficult to, again, I think you got to really find people and trust and have faith and be like, this person is showing so much direction, going in the same direction that I'm going in. Like, I'm going to match this effort right here. So there's two
things, though, as well. If you already have all of that, so there's two things, in my opinion. If you have already, all that, then you don't need me because you can just do all of that on your own, right?
Well, no, because we talked about that. Time, right? Time.
Yeah, or time.
Like, how can I be in two places at once?
So
like, you have your skill set, I have mine. Like,
so then
iron sharpens iron.
So then the other thing would be, like, I would pay you for your time.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes, right? So, like, let's say, like, hey, I'm doing this logo, or I'm directing a music video for you, right? Like, I'm going to put some clips together. I'm going to go out with the camera and some lights, and we're going to shoot some different clips at some different scenes and record some different, like, skits. And your video is going to be 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Like, it's going to take me hours to go through that editing and stuff like that. I don't even know where to start charging people. For me, I want to get as much content out there as possible. So
here's the other thing, too, then. Are you coming up with all the content ideas for whoever you're going to be?
Yeah, for most of them. So, like, for me, for instance, so right now, just quick shout out. So, I'm actually building together, like, a media kind of, like, company. Like, anything that I do that's media related. Mm-hmm. It's going to be called at the Gemini Den Media. And that's going to put that on
When's your birthday?
6/1/95. June 1st. I'm a June 1st baby. I'm a first baby.
13.
Geminis go crazy.
I'm a Gemini, too.
I could even explain that concept or whatever, but that actually just kind of came up with that. But I used to have this company called LCS Promotions, and I was love, charisma, and self-made success, and I just kind of just put LCS. Just everything's so easy to abbreviate everything, right? And it's just like, oh, let's just, what are my favorite letters? Like sick, or CBD, like THC. Like, it's just WTF. Like, I don't know. It's just so easy to go, like, acronyms. And then when you look at people's logo, if I look at a logo and you say, like, yo, this is my company, and I see, like, LB, and it stands for, like, Lance and Briggs, like, insurance company, I'm like, these guys are bozos, bro. This is, like, Brendan rolled wide. Like, this is crazy. Because it takes a little bit more effort. Like, what? Like, my logo isn't my name. Like, I heard this question the other day where it was like, who are you? And it's like, he responded with his name. And it's like, no, that's just a title that your parents gave you when you were born. Like, that's not who you are. So lately I've been thinking, like, yo, who am I? Like, who, like, what is the energy? What's the profile people are going to give when I'm, like, talking to them? You know what I mean? And so, like, the Gemini Den, I'm a Gemini, and kind of had, like, I did some push-ups and some push-ups the other day, and I was just kind of thinking, like, what would it be like if there could be, like, 10 of me? And imagine 10 of me with this high energy, this wittiness, this this like confidence. Like, imagine like 10 of me, like in how we could flip and it's like just quick change. Like if I get like triggered or
Weird.
whatever.
I feel like I'm talking to myself. It's kind of.
It gets crazy, bro.
That's
so
funny.
I'm like, yo, if I was in a room with 10 of me,
I've already had that thought.
like, have you like just imagine
have
yourself
all
like,
Geminis ever had this thought? No.
dude, imagine, right?
I
Do you know the
have, yeah.
episode with Power Rangers and it's the Red Rangers and they all meet up at the planet and just
I'm
start
dead.
whooping ass? That's what I imagine us Geminis doing if we were to all be like in some kind of like Spider-Man skit where it's just like that's literally what I think about, right? Like we all have like that same kind of like.
Yeah, but they were all different though. They were the same in a sense, but they were all different.
Which is
underneath.
like Geminis.
You know what I'm saying?
We're not like all the same. Like I've met people that like I get along with like
Oh
instantly.
yeah, no, for sure. But you
and there's
can't have
people that I
10 of
just-
you, because if you have 10 of you, that is dumb. That is
Okay, 3.
dumb.
Can I get 3 of me?
I still feel like that's tough.
They made a whole
Like
movie
you,
about it. It's
like
called
you.
Spider-Man: Homecoming or whatever it's called.
Again, those
No Way
3
Home.
were still different, right? Underneath, they were different. On the outside, they were the same, but underneath, they were different.
Fair enough.
Life's weird.
Life is weird. So then I'm like, okay, the Gemini den, like so what would I call that room? Like with me and 10 other Geminis. I'm like, well, like the lion, like we're like lions out there. Everybody's like alpha, like kind of like mint, like just a lot of drip, a lot of swagger, a lot of confidence, a lot of like popping out or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like the Gemini den, like that. And I'm thinking of like a basement or like a cave, like a mobster hideout or something. Bro, we all got nice little suits on. You know what I mean? Some nice little sexual cologne or something. Something good, something fresh. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to rock with this. Because coming up with names, coming up with logos, coming up with something that you can embody and like give a story and an actual background about, I think it's very difficult. We talked about it too. Like creativity is kind of like a really big part of this. Like with AI coming around and stuff like that, like AI could do a lot of stuff, but it could never do what I could do, if that makes any kind of sense. And I believe that with any person, it's like that person draws like a certain kind of like, yeah, its performances and its capabilities are out of this world, but it doesn't have that personal effect. You know what I'm saying? And so like I just like, yo, let's just draw a media company where it's about everything that a Gemini embodies and everything that I embody, of just like being very visual, creative. Like I don't like not taking shit from people and just taking risks and being a little bit, even if it's annoying. Like I love when people say like, oh, like you're a Gemini, I can't stand you. And I'm like, yeah. And I love like, what are we doing right now? Like, are we gonna, you want like we're at a Mexican standoff? Do we got to do like a little Red Dead like draw right now? Like what are we doing? Like I love that energy of when people say that they don't like me.
I don't know. I think the misconception of it is just like the Two-Face thing, but I feel like if channeled correctly,
That's one of my biggest points with people too.
if channeled correctly, a Gemini can be a perfect balance. If you have two sides,
It's very hard though. I give all little. I don't know if you do. I get extremes. I get really high highs. Like I'm very high energy and like
that's why you smoke.
I
Smoker.
Just smoke.
Kidding.
Are we promoting it? Are we doing it?
doing
Are we
anything
doing
like
it?
that. I don't know what we're talking about.
You're right though. It does calm me down. Like I'm big on that. Like I gotta kind of like tame myself.
Yeah.
I don't like medication. It
The
freaks me
lion.
out. I don't want to lose like that other side of my personality. That's the good stuff. I'm not trying to suppress anything. I just want to balance it, control it, harness it.
So meditate. You
Yeah,
gotta
definitely.
meditate. And then everyone needs a therapist.
It's so true.
Everyone needs a
So
therapist.
true. Yeah.
That's where I'm lacking. If you're a good therapist,
So you're recommending it and then not. Oh, okay. We're fishing at the same time too, though.
Yeah.
You're trying to reel.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference on a therapist? Like, would you want like a Sue
big
Young looking girl, like
ol'
a
knocking on the door.
big old knocking on the door? She have blonde hair or what? What are you into?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, therapy though. Therapy, real good.
No, I just think it's good because you have to be able to get out. So the basis of it you would want is getting out those thoughts, and then in that control.
What thoughts are we talking about, though?
Just whatever kind of,
Just
like
too
your
many thoughts. Any thoughts?
Ideas, bad, good, impulsive, decisions,
Controlling
life,
it.
everything. Why you have?
Do you have trouble
whatever.
sleeping?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Like, I don't know why. Maybe it was after my kid.
There was like a certain
Maybe it was
peacefulness that you
before
had to
him.
have or something.
I don't know. I don't worry about tomorrow anymore.
That's big. That's been big.
I used to like really worry about. I have to. Dang it! I did it again. I have to worry about. I have to worry about what I'm gonna have to do. I already know that I'm gonna have to work, so I'm gonna have to get up here, and I'm gonna need to have to go to sleep. Like sometimes it catches me only when it's been like long nights, maybe. But for the most part, I've always
You get like tiresome after those long nights though, like bad, like tossing, turning, bad nightmare or something, or like
It's not even a nightmare, honestly. It's more of the
Restlessness.
restlessness. Yeah,
Yeah.
because my mind is still like,
running.
hey, you gotta.
Yeah,
Hey, you gotta. Hey, you gotta.
that constant voice in the back of your head. like,
Yeah, instead of
this
just
didn't get done, or like this is coming up. This is.
yeah, stuff like that. Even though like yeah,
So is that like even a Gemini thing, or like do we just feel more hypersensitive to it because we're very like focused people, like
Well,
very
I mean, there's a lot of people that have insomnia.
exactly
I don't know why they have insomnia. I
Right.
feel like it's
too much
maybe
cucumber
the,
before bed or
the
something.
same thing. Yeah,
Fruit and limon.
yeah. That's why.
Ají.
That's why. Yeah. Oh yeah, that herbal tea. The other thing. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Sheesh too. No,
So yeah, Gemini Media,
I think
and
that's
then
awesome.
yeah, dude, it's been cool.
So
I like it.
what are you gonna bet on that they're gonna want you to make the content, or are you gonna make content that they're gonna tell you to make?
So okay, so here's the thing: is like right now I'm kind of like generating a website concept where I could give updates on promotional content, whether that's like local businesses, products, services.
This is what I'll give you.
This well, no, not just like giving, just like giving a space to like do it, and like giving like documentation of like, yo, this is going up, like a band, like a just like a promo kind of outlet or like base to be able to like get things out, right? And so like where the photography and videography kind of comes in is like, I think a lot of us like to dress up, look nice, and have a theme to like show up for. And if you are interested in that, like you obviously have to pay for it. And I love to be a part of that type of space where we could look good, have it like step out for a little bit. Like I love a good night out with like your peeps. There's nothing better than that. Like there's nothing better than that at all. So like to be able to like
Pinkies up.
pinkies up, bro. Like yeah, bro, stepping out, a nice little Cuban or something, a little fitted cap, and a nice little T-shirt, bro. A little pro club if you're feeling nice.
Hey, anything to break out my fake Cuban chain, baby.
Yes, sir.
The real one stays in the safe. No one touches it. Not even me.
That's discipline right there, brother.
It's called equity and investment.
Yeah, no. So I mean, as far as the business goes, like I want to be able to like create things for people, charge for that project, finish that project, and move on. Am I banking on me being the creative person? Yeah, because I think a lot of people do lack that creativity, and like people can have like a basic idea of what they want done, but they really don't know how to get it done. And I'm somebody that can plug in those middle pieces. Like I cool. Hey, what is it that you got going on? All right, I will build a game plan for this, and I'll make sure that we can execute it. And like that's all I want to do. And so like coming up with the ideas, the color schemes, the visions, the textures, the backgrounds, the sounds, the effects, the visuals, the just like creating the compilations of those scenes is something that I thoroughly enjoy. And for the people that like, hey, like I got some money and this is what I want done, I just don't know how to do it. Cool. Like I'll charge
You
you.
want to do though, but like reels and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, reels,
two things.
videos, things that are like short based where I could tell a story in a short amount of time. Like that's what I'm not really into like making films. Like I'm a movie fanatic. Like I'm like the biggest
But
movie
like
fanatic.
30 minutes or less, or hour less.
No, even shorter than that. Like promos, ads is what I want to specialize in.
5 minutes
So
or less.
5 minutes or less. Exactly. Like I want to create like the most visually attractive things in a very short spurt. and just like see what that does. Because like honestly, like to me, I scroll, and when I
feel
scroll,
like you've done
like
this
I'm on a
lot
mission.
in your life, huh?
Huh?
You've created very visual, nice things in a small amount of time.
Yeah, no, I'm a last year, bro. Like I'm a jag-rabbit on some
You
Bull.
did it too.
Damn, you got me. But yeah, so no, like that's the main goal with that.
Take the
That'd be
little
sick.
man off.
I
before
actually
you
just
drink.
have, just so the chat knows, built up like a little like skit of what like maybe a possible new logo would look like for Shits, Gigs, and Topics podcast. Like I think just being a part of this kind of space where we get to get creative, and if we could do some trips out of town and document it and like upload it and just really like showcase like our personalities and what we do, I think it could help our personal businesses and endeavors. That'd be pretty sick.
I mean, I just try to keep this simple, though. I just ask those 4 questions. Who are you? What do you do? Why do you do it? And what do you want to do? And today, I've been able to break down who you are as a person very easily. You've definitely let yourself, like, your personality come through. It obviously shines. You're a
I
Gemini.
appreciate that, bro.
Come on. What do you do? You've loved to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
And I feel that slides into, the other 2 questions. And it really screams, like, what do you want to do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like,
dude.
the extent of why I ask these 4 questions and why I like to keep the podcast as simple as possible.
Sure.
It's because, 1, you can't really please everyone. And 2, it's easy to ask this because that's what I believe, at least we ask people when we first meet them. Those are the 4 basic things that we want to know, whether we realize it or not.
It's like an interview question, like a nice like intro to like. But honestly, it got me thinking, and I think it's extremely important. And I love that you keep it that simple. Like that's pretty sick.
So, like, what I would do if I had the opportunity and I was just out there, and this is something that I've talked about and looked at too as well, is just getting like a 1-to-1 mic and then maybe a cameraman if it got that crazy, and then just film a real quick, let's say your celebrity, bandmate, something, right? And then I would just ask you those 4 questions. That's simple. You can be as long and elaborate as you want or as quick as possible. And then, boom, that would be like a reel or a short, right? Because I wouldn't get the opportunity unless I was built up to a certain point to where I could get like a full interview. I could start there.
Yeah.
Those
I love
are
that.
different concepts that I was like
Get straight to the point.
of.
And then it gives people like the main focus and point was for you to be like, okay, like here, tell your story as quickly as you can and like get it out there. And like that's super important to be able to be concise and like efficient and be like, yeah, this is who I am. Let's get straight to the point. Like this is what I want to do.
Your
Like let me know.
concept is amazing because what you should dive into or go for, depends though. Do you want to do it for things like a podcast, or would you be like content creator? Let's say like,
so content
for
creation,
example, my buddy like David, he is, and I hope he starts to develop more of his DJ career, right? But like he doesn't know very well about putting out content for
like advertising that.
Yeah, advertising his niche, because for him to get business, right, he's got to be out there. And if he can be huge on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, then that'll get him better. So then he would get his equipment, come to you, and then you would film, put things together,
do put the visual, make it as attractive as possible.
Here this is what we're gonna put on your Instagram.
I'll see you next week. We'll do it all over again with a different concept and theme. And we just kind of flood the streets with what you got going on. Like, you're going to be doing that regardless. Capturing it is the key. Like, capturing those moments, capturing the way that cocktail is made, capturing the way your food is made and served. Like, those are things that you're going to, like, need done. You just don't have time to do it. You don't have a team. And, like, if you want to, what are you going to do? Like, pay somebody, like, hourly to just run your social media like for 5 days a week? Like I'll go through and I'll come in for like 2 hours and like shoot my content and then like dip, upload and leave and then watch the stats to speak for themselves. Like it's cool. For me though, to be honest, like podcasting, like I love that people get spaces to tell individual stories and like just have a good little time, be themselves and share that and all that. I can't be like restricted to like small spaces. Me being a Gemini, like this is like super hard for me to like just be in like one space for so long. Like I get fidgety. I'll pour some more drink. Like I gotta relax a little bit.
It's
like,
okay.
Yeah, I feel
I
it.
mean-
Yeah. So for me, like I have to be like on the go. So I would love to turn this into like I grew up on day-to-day episodes by Wiz Khalifa. So like that was always something that like I thought would be interesting. Like how many times have I been around people and they're like, dude, I have never met anybody like you. Like you just say things that are all like just right off the head and like just I find myself to be an entertaining person and I love making people like laugh. I love like letting people like in on my life and my emotions and the way I feel, things I've been through and stuff. So I would love to just document that, advertise as I go.
So
like I could do
why
that
don't
from
you-
well, so that's where I want to start. And so like I have to have some kind of platform. This is why I jumped on the podcast so I could be comfortable with the mic in front of a camera, some headphones
So
on.
you're telling me after this,
I'm telling you, after
you're
this, we
dropping a
go to
new-
San Diego and we
you're
do a
dropping a new
day-to-day
one?
episode for a weekend, bro.
I can't commit you to that because I have a newborn.
I
have
get that, and I
3
respect that.
jobs.
That's cool. No, I
I
get
can
that.
barely even commit myself to this. That's what's tough as well about like letting anyone else in as well.
But that is my next plan: is to go out to San Diego, document like a day-to-day kind of thing for a weekend, and just edit it, see how it goes, see how entertaining it is. Maybe like promote some brands
an
at that same
iPhone?
time.
What,
I do.
Do you have a mic for it?
No, but so is that something like
Bro,
what tools do I need to just boom?
Just
choose
get
grab
an
it?
external mic
'Kay.
for your iPhone
Okay.
and record it that way.
Okay.
If you can get like one that you could just plug in and then Bluetooth it to just clip here,
Yeah.
or you can hold too.
Sure. Sick.
Yeah, I mean you don't even have to go too expensive if you want. You can
There's a
just
couple
go
things I want to get. Like
with,
I've
like,
seen them on
Rode.
TikTok with like a
Yeah.
camera tracking me like while I'm talking and like rotating and stuff like that. Like a
If you wanna
tripod.
get-
Like I
if
would
you
love
wanna
to do
get
that.
crazy with it, you can get because I saw Lies. He's gonna be on this podcast eventually. He comes into DGT, Dr. Green Thumb, over where I work, and he records with his iPhone, and the same thing, a Rode mic clip and stabilizer, and the stabilizer costs like $170. He was saying, and then
Cool.
the Rode mic clip is like about $2.
Cool.
So like altogether, for as simple and easy as a setup.
Well, for that event that I did for that church, what I spent $400 made $3K. So another $400-$500. Like we'll see what we could do. And like I don't need like immediate
And you already have a phone.
gratification, bro. Like we're good. Like I just want to be able to like put it out there, start somewhere, and like see where it
No,
goes.
that'll put you. What that will
Freelance
do,
with the photography and videography.
I think.
and
Yeah,
stuff,
I
so.
think it'll put you ahead of anything, at least because you'll have
Yeah.
stable video for one, and then audio. I
Yeah.
feel like when I was first
Key
starting,
components kind of thing.
audio was horrendous. Visual was terrible too. It was all terrible. But I felt like for at least podcasting,
Sure. You had the
because
essentials.
I put this as well on Spotify. You gotta give 'em something like quality to their ears instead of like garbage or just San
Yeah,
Diego,
yeah,
bro.
no,
You're
I
gonna
get-
have
no,
wind
for
blowing,
sure,
right? So
for
you're gonna
sure.
just have wind smacking you while you're trying to talk, and when you go back through and edit it, you're like, bro, can I edit out this wind noise?
Yeah, I get that. But yeah, no, that's gonna be coming up. So Sevilla nightclub, downtown San Diego. My buddy Jordan Kazar is awesome from Fresno.
Shouts
He
out,
o-
guys.
He does that promotion out there, and so yeah, we're gonna go out there. They're really active out there. I love San Diego. It's just like nonstop grind and hustle. I can't be out there full time because it's too much temptation for me. Like it's just so much going on at all time that I know that I have to have a place that's kind of like chill too, so I could retreat. Otherwise, I'll just get addicted to just being out there. Like
Yeah, you gotta be
I'm a
careful
happily
too.
engaged person.
You gotta
Like
be
I
careful because like imagine, well, okay, so as we wrap up our conversation,
Yeah.
I want to like, this is what you want to do, right? This is what
definitely.
you want to do.
That's what's happening for sure.
So now let's imagine you're getting paid stupid. I'm talking 7 figures.
'Kay.
Easy.
Okay. For what?
Your services. Your services.
Like a show or
Your
like the
services-
services I provide?
your
Just that's how much
services-
I'm making. What 2025? Like next year going into my taxes. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
someone found you
Someone found
Thanks
me or I
from
found
this
them.
video,
we found
whatever.
God.
Yeah. Faith
Okay.
came down
Right.
and said,
Mm-hmm.
I give you $1 million. You give me content.
Boom.
What does your life look like after that?
What does it look like after that? Dude, for me, I'm a
you
very
gonna-
simple man, bro.
you
I promise you, I already have this thought out, right? Like, if
Yeah?
I ever, like, really, like, made money like that, bro, put me in the outskirts, right? Like, I'm talking about, like, a nice little, like, cabin kind of home, like, kind of thing. Like, that type of style home on some, like, green land. Like, I
Montana. Go live in Montana.
Joe Montana. That's right, brother.
I'm
Niners. But no, like,
Bro,
honestly, I'm
relax.
really
It's
simple. Like,
all
if I
about
had money,
Purdy
like,
right
I
now.
feel that. Yeah, it's real. It's real. Pretty good. Pretty good life.
Purdy.
Nah, man. For me, like, honestly, if I were to make great amount of money, I'm investing back into my family, like my cousins. Like, I want them to have a platform to be able to do things that they want to do, but they got to earn it. Like, I'm all for it. Like, I want to be able to just share. Like, I can't take anything with me. So for me, like, really genuinely speaking, like, honestly, I'm one of those people that if I ever made it big, like, you couldn't tell. Like, I might be in more places. I might do more things. But that's it. Like, I'm not, like, buying the nicest car. I'm not buying the nicest house. Like, I want to be resourceful. So
You can be in San Diego all the time, though.
I will without living there. Yeah, for sure.
You got to be careful.
Honestly, at that point, I'd probably be, like, in Europe and then, like, honestly, okay, so if there's, like, a city or somewhere that I
So-
could, like, retire at.
Are you going to continue? Let's say you got that paycheck, right?
Sure.
Are you continuing?
And that's why I love this.
Now, do you continue doing
Bigger
it for
scale.
people like that? Okay, bigger scale. And
Yeah.
then do you do your own content?
Do my own content? Like,
Do
what
you
do you mean?
your own
Like,
content?
do I do my own content? Like, am I uploading just, like, my show still, or am I doing
Your
other stuff?
everyday, like
I'm
you were
still,
just talking about, like you want to do an everyday thing, right?
No, at that point, I would probably do big time events or be a part of something, and then upload that content. Because, like, I feel like day to day just gets the interest and the buzz out, and, like, that attention that it clicks or whatever. Like, hey, this guy's interesting or whatever. Eventually, it's got to go to something substantial. Like, I don't watch seasons of the same thing, if that makes sense. Like, it's got to change. I'm not going on like Real World. Every season there was, like, some, like, thing going on, but it was always that same kind of thing to where, like, when you went to like Jersey Shore, like, I just felt like the characters, like, you got to, like, love and appreciate them. So, like, when they had their own endeavors, like, what he was DJ Pauly D was, like, DJing and stuff, there was people that went to those shows just because they saw him on that show and he was like entertaining. He was a figure for them. So if I could be on that type of space where it's like anything I got going on, people are going to support that and be a part of it, then I would use that platform to just help people out all the time. Like, and just if you're out there and you're getting it and you need that chance to get it, go. And that's why I have no shame of literally bugging people and being like, yo, can I come do this for you? Like, and I say do things for free because you need the experience. If you're great at something, you never do it for free.
You ever heard?
If you don't know what you're
Hormozy?
doing, you just do it for free because you just gotta, bro. You just need your shot, bro. That take.
You should listen to, and it's free, Alex Hormozy's $1 million offers, $1 million deals. It's free.
Figure it out. Love that.
It's gonna change your perspective just a little bit.
'Kay.
But everything that you're saying is right there.
Yeah.
It's literally right there.
Yeah.
Because, like, what is work? It's basically experience that people are paying you for.
Absolutely.
You know? So then if you're gonna do something for free, like you're saying, then a part of it is huge. It's building your portfolio.
I don't feel like there's really like wasted time too. Like any mistake that I made, like a lot of their 20s
no.
as a
Yeah.
young man is like, bro, you're just like screwing up all the time. Now I know what
The
to do
only
in that
thing-
situation. Like I wouldn't have known that if I never got in that situation. If I didn't have this happen, I wouldn't have known what to do. Like that's just
The only thing
Just
you
how
can
it
do
is.
is nothing. That's the only thing you can
that's
do.
the wrong thing.
So
That's the wrong thing to
waste
do
your
is nothing.
time.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
sit there on a log, and then sometimes you have to. Sometimes
Yeah.
you need to. Sometimes you need to rest.
Yeah. The meditation and stuff like that. Cool. I get it. Small little breaks or maybe
But like if you're
just being scared. Like scared money don't make money, boy.
no fears, bro.
No fears, bro.
No furs.
No furs. Boots with
For
the furs.
nothing. Hey, look. Not that I put myself in danger,
Yeah.
but I'm not afraid to put myself out there.
Yeah. Have to.
Yeah.
Have to.
That's the only way.
Risk, all that stuff. Like it's important. Be yourself. Be you. Unapologetically.
Unapologetically yourself.
That's it at all times. Because honestly, there's nothing else that you can get back in this life. Like that's something that can never be taken away from me. Is me. Like I'm gonna be me. Yeah. But yeah, let's get this thing wrapped up and let's figure out this next, maybe like a next pod, maybe next month. Tap in and what I've been up to and give a little update. We drop some like promo vids inside. You know?
That'd be very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to give me some cool stuff though. I can't be just giving them nothing, man.
I got you.
You said it yourself.
And cook up that super hot fire, boy.
Yeah, I know. We better have the best.
I got a couple music videos coming up. I have 3 that should be launched. Yeah, we'll be launching those this month, actually. So I got 3 videos on the way that I'll be directing. Naro. And then what else I got going on?
Where's the platform that you're going to launch them on?
So I got TikTok, Instagram, going to be rolling with the Gemini Media. I'm going to have that in the works right there. So it'll be
Do you have
promoted
a
on there.
website for them?
I do not. That's what I'm currently working on right now. So for the time being, go to Gemini, the Gemini Den Media at TikTok, at Instagram. Start there.
We'll have it
And then
down
I
in
have
the
my personal
description below.
page with, yeah, for sure. I'll tag myself and stuff like that. So
I got you. I tag it
Appreciate
all.
you, brother.
I tag it all. I got you.
it's been fun though, man. This is my first time ever on a pod or anything like this. So it's been cool. Chat, I hope it was entertaining. Just want to tell you guys that I really enjoyed this experience with Richard Stevens, and hopefully I get a space to be able to like do some collaborative things with him and help him out in any way that I can. And yeah, man, just Fresno 559. Follow me and like, share, subscribe to the pod, stay up to date, and yeah, let's see where this all goes.
Dang. Great outro. Great outro.
Like that one.
I love it. I love it. Well, I got nothing else to say.
Cool.
All right. You guys
Cool.
take it easy.
Let's do it.